mark that they've set. Okay, so we're not trying to be the heavy, but we're trying to make sure everybody goes home safe, and alive. That's our main concern, and our main goal. Got any questions? Any other questions? Oh, good. Now I'll turn it over to Joel. What? You have nothing? Sorry, no? Okay. I'll turn it over to Joel.
He's going to go through while he's doing that, I will circulate. While he's doing that, I will circulate the sign up sheet.
Remember hear me? All right. I think Ted deserves a round of applause for making that dry material very durable. Basically, what I'm going to talk to you briefly about today is we did come up with this handbook. Now, it is available. All these materials are available as the handouts we gave you today say it's going to be available online. So if you're a computer person that likes to have everything electronically, you can just go ahead and get it electronically on our city's website. I'll open that real quick. Start at the main page, and then there's a archives. You'll see that picture there on the right-hand side. You click and then go to this page, and it gives you a bunch of different links. There's the electronic version there. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and tie everything that Ted said in together. What we'd like you to do is we'd like you to spend a lot more time pre-planning your event so that none of us have to do a post-event investigation. This is a picture of what the investigators found after the Rhode Island incident. Each of those circles is where they found bodies. So you can see kind of the places that they found people. You can see it's not circled with number 31 in the main entrance. We'd like to avoid this at all costs. Okay, so what we've talked about so far, we talked about the building codes and stuff like that, basic building safety, crowd management knowledge, and special identification. Like I said, I'm going to tie everything together. We're going to figure out how to put these components into action, and then how do we know when we need to make a change? And what we want to empower you guys to do is to be able to make a change. If you see something that's a hazard, to make sure that you are the ones that take action. The way that we can best make sure that we cover all of our aspects is to use a defined approach. Plan as if you're going to have the winner. I mean, this is a part where we all can be optimists, and we can hope that as we go through our planning process, we hopefully have the winner. Okay, we want you to take a peek at each one of these categories beforehand. Your capacity, Ted talked about the exiting and egress, decorations and instructions, the electrical, the equipment, and the hazards. Now, the hazards can be something as simple as extra people coming in, or as complex as having pyrotechnics or different events within your space. Correction, that's where we come in. We're going to kind of help guide you through that process. Take a look at things, put another set of eyes on it. We recommend that if you have the chance to put another set of eyes on it after you look at it, just to make sure nothing gets overlooked. Event maintenance. Our prize is a longer process. We're going to have days to kind of keep an eye on things. Things happen over time. We want you to get into the habit of checking it every time before our prize event opens. All right, pre-event planning. Planning target. We put things into 3 circles here. The goal is we'd like every day for you to be able to hit that mark every time, to have everything correct. And these are a few of the things, we gave you kind of a list of things to look at with the exits and that. Now we're going to be talking about people and the art itself. Okay? Occupant characteristics and behavior. We didn't have any problems last time here with the crowds that came to our prize. It was a family event. We're hoping for the same thing again this year. Occupant needs and physical abilities. again, because of the wide diversity of people who come to our prize, is make sure that you think about everyone, from the small child to someone who could be handicapped in a wheelchair, to the blind, to the deaf. Make sure you have thought through everybody that comes through your venue. Familiarity with the building. This is something a lot of us take for granted. We go and work in spaces every day, and we know where everything is. Just remember that everybody that comes in your building may not be familiar with it. Most likely they won't. Familiarity with the event. Hey, we're lucky. We're in year 2. So there'll be a lot of people that are very familiar with the art prize, but there hopefully will be a lot of new visitors as well. Emotional involvement. Art is subjective, and there are people that get very into the art, into that. Occupant influence by drugs and alcohol. We hope that this isn't an issue, but there are a lot of events planned where that could happen. We have Lieutenant Rocky is here now, and we'll be talking about the alcohol portion soon. Medical emergencies, another thing we plan for beforehand. Think about things that can happen when somebody has a heart attack or somebody has trouble breathing, and kind of what steps you're going to need to take or you're going to have your staff take to be able to help those people as quickly as possible. Fire hazards, hopefully we'll help you with that, but it's something you got to keep an eye on. Weather emergencies, think for rain and thunder, and lightning and power outages. We are in Michigan, so anything can happen. Alright, so getting into the handbook briefly here. Again, you can get a paper copy of it, or you're welcome to use the online version. Here's the menus. If you're looking at the PDF version online, you've got clickable tabs that will take you straight to the pages. The paper one, you can flip it open and go to where you need to go. Contact pages has 3 different pages. You can find there's a section for the fire department, for the city hall departments, and administration, and then the police department. Alright, the next page is training and education. I don't know if you guys can read this up here, but that information is online. It's got some quick links. You guys are in one of the education and training portions, which is you're here, so we appreciate that. Hot Works, Ted talked about the Hot Works, the pyrotechnic program. There's actually another tab that talks about how to go through the permit process for having somebody who might have fire. Lieutenant Rock will talk about alcohol management. There's a page in there for that. The clerk's office has information on licenses. The Office of Special Events, I think, will be here shortly. And John will talk about the temporary occupancy permits for the city right-of-ways. Next page is installation of art, performances, and exhibits. What we did is we went with kind of the traffic signal stuff. You'll notice that it'll have red, yellow, and green. The green are things that are most commonly accepted. Yellow is stuff where you'll probably have to have city department involved just to make sure things are okay. The red, obviously, that's a stop. We've got to figure something out for those. Egress and exits. Just a couple of pages go directly over what Ted talked about. Kind of briefly talk about here. Capacity, egress, room contents, patron use, and emergency response. If your space doesn't already have a capacity sign, if you guys saw it on the back of the room, this space actually we did it last year. We figured out the capacity depending on what they were going to be doing. It's dictated by the space available, which is the raw square footage calculation. And then we take into account the doors, how much room there is for people to get out, and special hazards. If you don't have a capacity sign, call us and we'll take care and walk through that with you. These are some of the calculation figures that we use. It's just kind of a tutorial, we figure 7 square foot per person if they're going to be standing or sitting in a chair like you guys are in. And then it goes up from there. There's a standard chair. This is like a theater arrangement setup. That's not an acceptable arrangement for stacking chairs. This is another fire, the Beverly Hills Supper Club fire. This is a picture that was taken beforehand. They kept wanting to get more and more people into their space because of the reservations they had. They started putting them on the dance floor and stuff you can see there. This one was a large fire. It was a tragic fire. They killed over 100 people. And you can see that there's just no aisleways. There's no place for people to go. I mean, you can see almost 3 sides of that room, and you can see very limited exiting. Bar stools. That's another arrangement people can figure in. Here's kind of a combination of having tables and chairs in the middle and booths. Well, we didn't calculate